You understand what we're doing as far as boosting your credit score up to 550 points in as little as 30 days without sending any letters. You signed up to Identity IQ, so now you can monitor your credit report in real time, accurate information. So this is what I want to do now. I want to help you update your personal information with the credit bureaus. So what you're going to do, you're going to log into your Identity IQ and you're going to simply go to the personal information section. That's the section that shows your first name, your middle name, your last name, your date of birth, your social security number, your address, and your employer. Now, guys, just a quick tip: if you are in business, do not have self-employed as your employer. I know you're proud of being your own boss, right? I know you love it. I'm my own boss, because we are. You know what I'm saying? That's a thing to be proud of. But as far as for funding and going for different types of loans and things of that nature, the bank doesn't see it that way, right? So instead of saying that you're self-employed, you want to say that you work for your company, okay? And not like that. You own ABC Car Lot. You want to say that ABC Car Lot is your employer. You work for ABC Car Lot. You're the manager, you're the CEO, you're the boss, whatever. It doesn't matter. But trust me, this is going to help you moving forward. And if you want to talk a little bit more about that in the future, hit me up. I'm always available. If not me, someone on my team. But we can dive into that. Maybe I'll do a video later on about why we did the whole process on the business side. But just a gem that I want you to have, some free game, is to not have self-employed. So if you see self-employed in the employer section, please circle that or write that down in your little checklist as far as what we're about to do in regarding updating your credit profile. So the first thing, again, we're going to look at the name. So my name is Brandon. I have looked at my report and seen Brendan, right? And so immediately I'm trying to get that off, right? Because if there's a negative account, if there's an inquiry, if there's anything on my credit report attached to a misspelled name, then there's a great chance that's going to come off, right? And that could be my first name, that could be the middle name, that could be the last name. So we want to make sure that our name, our full name, is correct. If there's any versions of the name that's wrong, then we want to address it. And ladies, this is the win for you, because if you recently got married and you changed your name, this is one of the easiest times in your life to help clean your credit report, other than if you had some identity theft and we ended up getting some things off that probably were yours, in the midst of all the identity cleaning. But getting married and getting a new name is like golden. It's almost like becoming a new person, literally, so if your last name was Walker before you got married, and now you get married and your last name is Jones, if my credit wasn't the best, I wouldn't be trying to hold on to Walker or even hyphenated. I would be Jones like the day after the wedding, so we can clean this credit profile. And if you're about to get married, like next month or a month, a couple months from now, then maybe that's a thing in the future that you can do, and you can save this little hack, for when it can really, really, really help you. Okay, so we'll make sure our name is correct. Now we're going to make sure that our date of birth is correct. We'll make sure our social security number is correct. And usually the date of birth and the socials are going to be correct. Usually the problem area and the area that helps us the most is going to be our name and our address. And then the employer section is kind of like a bonus that can help us with, funding and just looking very stable, not having tons of jobs or, just all over the place. So the next thing we want to look at is our address. If you recently moved, that can be the win as well, because if a lot of your old negative accounts are connected to the address that you lived at, years ago, that you recently moved from, and now you're at this new address, that's kind of a new start as well. If you have a new address, which I highly, highly, highly recommend you letting them know this. Don't think like, okay, I'm not gonna post my new address because I don't want the creditors to find out. No, give the new address so we can help get the old stuff off the credit report. So the address is the next thing, and the last thing is gonna be employer. If there's jobs from way back in the day, take them off. You know, they could be attached to a negative account. You could have said that name of that job when you went apply for that car that you got repoed 10 years ago. You know what I'm saying? They could still be calling that employer looking because they're checking your credit report. So, and if you just started your new business and, you know, you're working for yourself, put that down as your place of employment. So now we either circled everything out, or we wrote everything on paper, or we took it in our notes on our phone, or we just remember it in our mind. We're going to literally call each one of the bureaus and say, hey, listen, I need to talk to somebody because there's wrong information on my credit report and I need it fixed now, you know? And when you get on the phone with someone, it may take a little while. Don't worry about it. This is a small thing to a giant. It may take you 20, 30 minutes to get through to someone, which I hope it won't. It depends on when you call. It doesn't matter how long it takes. This is life-changing when we boost this credit score. Because again, if they can't validate the name, the date of birth, the social security, and the address, things have to come off the credit report. You guys don't understand. Like, a lot of times you think you got to have these beautiful letters with all this amazing legal words and all these crazy loopholes, when a lot of times, you know, it's just in the data, it's in the information. So if we fix the information, we clean the credit profile in a lot of cases. Then after that, now we see what's left, and then we go ahead and attack that versus attacking all these negative accounts that could have been cleaned up with just a simple, you know, personal information update. So you want to get on the phone with someone as fast as possible. If you're watching this in the morning, you need to start calling as soon as you stop watching this, and let's get this done today. If you're watching this at nighttime, you need to set your alarm clock so you can wake up in the morning and update your personal information. So again, you call them and say, there's things that's wrong on my personal information on my credit report and I need them fixed now. My name is blah, 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 and it's spelled this way. Exactly. My date of birth is this. My social security number is this. That address is wrong. I live at blah, 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 blah. And no, I don't work here. I work here, you know? And you will be amazed what will happen after you update that personal information. So go ahead, update that personal information ASAP. Write everything down. Let's get it ready to go. Come on. All right.